not smart. Everyone is just stupid. Okay. Hello there Pixies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and you would like to, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell next to it so that you can be in on more Harry Potter videos. I post them every single week. But today, I'm going to be reacting to some of your unpopular opinions about Miss Hermione Granger, the brightest witch of her age. Let's just get into this now, shall we? She was only a Gryffindor as plot convenience. She should have been a Claw or a Puff, as in a Ravenclaw or a Hufflepuff. I disagree with this, actually. I think there is a valid reason why Hermione is the house that she is. I think Hermione values bravery and courage over nearly everything. I mean, she even says it in a quote. She says, "Books and cleverness, there are more important things, friendship and bravery." That is very Gryffindor. And although she's smart, she always uses her smarts to do the right thing. She may not be impulsive or anything like that, but she's definitely passionate about what she believes in. She's so passionate about House self-rights that she literally does it. Even though nobody cares or wants to join in with her, she does it anyway. And she obsessively went out of her way to find as much information about hippogriff psychology as possible so that Hagrid's hippogriff Buckbeak could be free. I mean, I think that's very Gryffindor of her. She's so brave. And, you know, she was subjected to torture and still managed to live to tell the tale without going crazy. I think that's incredibly brave. So I do think, yeah, she has a lot of Ravenclaw traits for sure, but I think she's definitely a Gryffindor. Oh gosh, this one is kind of controversial, but I guess if you've got J.K. Rowling on your side, it's all good. She shouldn't have ended up with Ron Weasley. I disagree with that as well. Personally, I think Hermione and Ron are very well suited to each other. I could make an entire video about why, but for me, there was no one else for her other than maybe Fred. If they'd have been developed together, I could see her with Fred Weasley, but in general, I think that Ron is perfect for Hermione. They complement each other very well, and even though he is a bit sort of critical of her, I think she needs it because no one else is ever critical of her. People kind of hero worship her in a lot of ways, at least a lot of the characters do. They're always like, oh, she's so smart. And sometimes she needs that grounding, you know, and Ron is the perfect grounding for her. He's not afraid to tell her when she's being stupid or when she's wrong. And I think that that's really attractive to her. Still annoyed that Hermione permanently scarred a girl's face to spell sneak. Yeah, Marietta sucks and told on the DA, but she was also a scared teenage girl who made a mistake because her mother worked for the ministry and she felt pressured to be on Umbridge's good side. I agree completely with this. I think it was really... Hermione went too far with that one. She shouldn't have done that to Marietta because Marietta is young. She is a teenage girl. She wanted to do what her mum wanted her to do, and she didn't want her mum to lose her job, put it that way. Like, it's quite a lot of pressure for a kid. Hermione's trick did go too far in my opinion, but it was kind of funny though. Very clever, but a little bit sadistic, I have to say. Gel would have made a great Slytherin. I agree, she could have made a brilliant Slytherin. She's incredibly ambitious, cunning, ruthless sometimes, and yeah, Slytherin was definitely a house she could have been in had it not been for that small thing of her being a muggle-born. She's not the brightest witch of her age? I beg to differ. I genuinely don't know many other characters in that story who are as smart as she is. I especially like when she's tricking Umbridge into going into the forest and she uses reverse psychology. I wouldn't be able to think that quickly at all. Not in that kind of situation. Yeah, I think she's incredibly bright, and I can't think of anyone brighter than her. Except maybe Luna in her own special way. She could have ended up with Malfoy. No way. No. For me, Malfoy and her are just never going to happen because he called her a mudblood. And that kind of racial slur, you don't tend to have attraction to people who use racial slurs like that. So for me, no. And the way he treats her best friends, she wouldn't dare. I just don't see it. But, I mean, I know people like Hermione, and that's fine. But for me, personally, I couldn't see her ever even thinking about it. It's not Emma's fault, but the movie's Hermione needed more substance to it. Hermione is amazing, and I love her, but there was just something missing in the film. I do agree. I have a lot of issues with movie Hermione, so many issues. When I was young, and she was the only reference I had for Hermione before I started reading the books properly, I adored her. She was so perfect. But that's the issue. She was too perfect. She didn't have any flaws, and if she did, they were very minor. She always knew the right thing to do. She even stole some of Dumbledore's lines at one point. Like, come on. You're not wise enough to be Dumbledore at 12 years old. She stole some of Ron's important lines. They just clearly had a bias towards Hermione, but it went too far, and she then was flawless, and nobody likes a flawless character, so I agree. I don't really like film Hermione. She is secretly in love with Draco. Draco, as I've said, it's not gonna happen. Hermione is not smart. Everyone is just stupid. Okay, fair enough. I don't know what to say to that. Maybe in some alternate universe, everyone is actually really stupid, and that's why Hermione seems smart. But I love this. I don't know what to say to that one, but thank you for that comment because it made my day. She was horrible to Luna, treating her the way she was treated in the first book, or rather, the first book that Luna's in, if not worse. Yes, she did treat Hermione did treat Luna badly. I think it's just because they're coming from two very different places. Luna's not very logical. She's sort of goes with her gut and instincts and is kind of, I guess, spiritual, in some ways. She goes by what she believes more than facts a lot of the time, and Hermione is the complete opposite, so they're going to clash, but I do think that Hermione should have had the manners to not treat her so badly. I really think that her idea of spew is a really bad one, but made of good intentions. I think the idea of spew was a good idea, but she just was a bit too pushy with it, and she tried to push it on people who didn't want to have anything to do with it, and she tried to push it on the house elves, the ones that didn't want it. Like, they love to serve, but it wasn't a bad idea in principle. It's just that she pushed it on the wrong people, and she was far too aggressive with her approach. Snape said it best. Oh, well, would that be, do you take pride in being an insufferable know-it-all? Yeah, she is an insufferable know-it-all, especially in the first book, but she does calm down quite a lot, and I think she stops trying to compensate for the fact that she's a bit awkward, and I think she was usually projecting and trying to act more confident than she actually is whenever she's being know-it-all-ish, if that's a word. It's just because she knows that she has inadequacies, she has things she's not great with. I can sympathise with that because when I was younger, I would use my knowledge of things to compensate for the fact that I was really shy and not very good at making friends. So I can understand where Hermione's coming from with that one. She should not be a wizard as she is a Muggle-born. Muggle-born wizards are still wizards. It's just that their parents are Muggles and they are magical. So it's like the opposite of a squib. So yes, she should be a witch, even though she's a Muggle-born. I mean, Lily Evans, Lily Potter, she's the same. So I don't know. Yeah. Wow, I really hate book Hermione. Sorry, but she's a bit stupid for the smartest witch of her age. Wow, okay, I don't know how book Hermione could possibly be stupid, but okay. Like, no, I don't see it. There's so many points in the books where she shows how clever she is. I mean, there's so many things she's done. That charm, the protean charm, where she turned the coin into like a secret device so that they could know when to meet at the DA. That was really, really clever. The bag, the bottomless beaded bag, that was really smart too. And gosh, there's so many things. Learning to make polyjuice potion at the age of 12. There's so many things that Hermione has done that shows that she's smart. But okay, I can totally understand that you think she's not, but I see a lot of evidence to the contrary. Everyone is saying she should have ended up with Harry, and I just don't see it. I've got a few of these where people are saying she should have ended up with Harry, and I don't see it at all. There's no romantic tension. Maybe in the films they added some romantic tension between Hermione and Harry, because clearly the screenwriters and David Yates and some other people wanted that to happen, but it's just not there in the books. Harry definitely just sees her as a friend, and she definitely just sees Harry as a friend, and no, I don't see it. I've never seen it. I've always just assumed they were just best friends. Oh, this one is an interesting one. It says, she should have had a lot more impact at the Battle of Hogwarts. This is in the films. For such a talented witch. She duelled Bellatrix with Ginny and Luna in the books, but I think the most notable thing she did in the battle on the film was stupefy Fenrir and save Lavender. Well, yeah, I mean, she was amazing in the books, obviously, but in the films they didn't have the time to show her doing anything. I do agree, though, that stupefy is a very basic spell, and we know Hermione can do better spells than that, so I agree. She could have done more in the battle in the film. Hermione is a better witch than Harry is a wizard, and without her, Harry wouldn't have been able to defeat Voldemort or do any of the dangerous things he does in all his years at Hogwarts. Yes and no. Yes, she's definitely probably more powerful than Harry. She knows a lot more spells. She's a lot more accomplished. But she would not be able to defeat Voldemort in his place, that's for sure. She panics under pressure. She melts down under pressure a lot of the time. And she's just more emotional. He's able to think on his feet in the most dire of situations every time. And yes, she learns to do that a little bit more, but in general, she couldn't do what he did, and neither could he do what she did. So they need each other, and they also need Ron. So let me know in the comments, what are some of your unpopular Hermione Granger opinions? I really want to know, because it seems like Hermione is one of those characters that gets idolised a lot amongst Harry Potter fans, and we just have to remember that she's not perfect. It was her birthday the other day, so lots of love to her. Give this video a thumbs up if you would like to. I will see you all next time. Goodbye!